Hey, have you ever wondered how many hours of sleep a horse needs a night or a day? Well, if you have, and I know my friends have, I'm going to be talking about that right now, so stick around. Hi, my name is Marilyn Lombardi, and this is A Life with Horses. So the thing that made me think about the sleep question is I came to the farm Sunday afternoon. It was around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I went over to Pippa's stall, and she was fast asleep, laying down, her legs tucked underneath her, her chin or nose on the ground of the floor of her stall, and she, eyes completely closed, asleep. And you don't often see horses fast asleep like that, especially when you look at a herd of horses in the pasture. So let's think about horses for a minute and sleep, because it is so different than human beings. Horses are prey animals, and the way that they have managed to survive through thousands of years, over thousands of years, they're some of the oldest animals that we have on the earth today throughout the world, and they have managed to survive because they have hardwired, instinctual techniques for protection, and they still can get sleep. So if you are ever driving around and you see a herd of horses, often you are going to see maybe 1 or 2 horses laying down, sleeping or napping, usually not prone, usually not on their sides, usually with their legs tucked underneath them. And their faces might be down on the ground, but you're also going to see a lot of horses standing up. So they actually have sentinel horses. They have horses that are on guard in case there is any danger, and they will alert the herd, and the herd can run. And horses are pretty big animals. They're not quick, they're not nimble when they're getting up from the ground. So they do have to have lookouts to make sure that they have time to get away in case they are in danger, in any kind of a danger from another animal, since they are prey animals. Now here at the farm, you know, of course, they're in a pasture where there is no real dangers, and they know that, I think, in some way, but they're still so hardwired, they still will manage their herd, even a small number of horses, 4 or 5 horses out together. They will have, some of them will be all up, or they're all standing up, and then if there is anyone laying down, they're not all going to be laying down at the same time ever. And even in the barn, when they come into the barn and they're in their houses, in their stalls where they're really comfortable and feel really safe, you will never see like a whole row of stalls with them laying down. I think they actually communicate with each other in some magical, mysterious way, some nonverbal horse way. They communicate so a couple of them are laying down, many of them are standing up. Now, when they are standing up, I know that you have heard that saying that horses sleep standing up, and they do. They doze, they nap. They get a lot of very short naps in. I mean, I will be grooming my horse sometimes, and she's in the cross ties, and there's a lot of activity and things going on around her. I'm brushing her, and I'll walk to the front of her to get something or say something to somebody, and her eyes are closed. So they have an amazing apparatus, an internal tendon apparatus that is called the Stay Apparatus, which makes sense. This apparatus of tendons allows them to brace themselves on some of their tendons and relax a lot of their muscles and nap at the same time. And so they are able to give their muscles a rest from any muscle fatigue in this way. So it's an amazing system that is built into horses that let them stand up and they don't fall over, and they are taking constant naps. Even out in the pasture when they're grazing and they're walking around, they will stop every little bit. You'll see them, the cat's climbing up the tree. You'll see the horses grazing, walking, and then lift their heads up and stand for a minute. And sometimes when they're far away, you can't tell what they're doing, but I'm sure they're taking a little nap. They do it constantly throughout the day. But horses do need REM sleep, the deep sleep cycle that we get, the rapid eye movement sleep. They need a little bit of it. They don't need anywhere near the amount of REM sleep that human beings need. They probably get that deeper sleep, maybe an hour of it every couple days, and that's really all they need, if they even need that much. And that deep sleep, in order for them to get deep sleep, they do have to lay down. So they're either laying down with their legs tucked under and sometimes prone. But the bigger a horse is, 800-pound horse laying on their side puts a whole lot of weight pressure on their organs, on their internal organs. Their heart has to work really hard to pump in that condition, so they rarely lay down like that for very long. The exception is the babies. So if you drive around horse pastures in the spring, you will see incredible sights. If there are breeding farms around, spring is the time for babies, and the babies will be flat out on the ground everywhere. And the mares, their moms, they're always out with their moms. There's just the mares and the babies together, usually in pastures. And the babies are flat out on the ground. Really what babies do is they play in big bursts of energy, they hop and they run. And you have to remember, baby horses, they're up after being born within 45 minutes. They are on their legs running around. So they hop and they run around, and they of course nurse when they're, with their moms with them, the mares. And other than that, they're sleeping. So they do require a lot of sleep, just like human babies, a lot more sleep. And even the younger horses, 1-year-old up 2-year-old, pretty young still horses, they will lay down and take naps more frequently than the mature horses, for sure. So, but it is really wonderful to see the horses naturally comfortable in their stalls or out in the pasture, and that they are feeling comfortable enough to lay down, get their sleep, and they manage it. They are very adaptable. No matter what's going on, they're going to get their little cat naps for horses in, for sure. So if you have liked this video and gotten some value from it, please hit thumbs up below. Please subscribe to A Life with Horses so you can follow the channel and all of the videos, and you can hit notification, you can hit the bell so that you'll hear about all of the future videos. You'll be notified, and I will see you next week in the next video.